Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Talk About Sleep. Here's the book. Number 2 is on its way. As we get closer to 1,000 subscribers, one lucky viewer will get a signed copy of that. But gotta be in it to win it, so subscribe. Please share this with your friends and family. Thank you for everybody who interacted this past month. And as I always say, these videos are for educational purposes only. One other comment I want to make: someone had commented on my plant back there. It's an orchid, and what happens is, it seems like every few months or so the flower blooms, and it's this beautiful red orchid, beautiful flower. It's good for a couple of weeks, and then it goes away, and then it comes back. So keep an eye out for that. All right, let's get to it. So, getting right back to this, my Xyrem and Xywav video. Grace writes, "Thank you for making this video." Welcome, Grace. You're welcome. On my Trazodone video, Let's Talk About Medications Trazodone, Danielson, great name, writes, "Good talk on Trazodone. I take 100 milligrams before sleep. I just subscribed." Great, and thank you. On the same video, Paulie writes, "Have you seen this work for sleep at 6.25 or 12.5? I want to try the lowest dose possible. Thank you." Paulie, yes, I have, and that's actually what I do for some of my patients. So the smallest dose Trazodone comes in is 50 milligrams. So patients of mine who have either tried it before at higher doses or don't want to, try the minimum dose, or are very sensitive to medications, or just like you said, want to try the lowest dose possible, yeah, I will have them usually I have them cut it in half, so that's 25. If they're really sensitive or really concerned, maybe a quarter, so 12.5. It's going to be hard to get it into eighths, which would be 6.25, but I guess you can try. But yeah, it can work at that low of doses. Probably when we get into 6.25, it's probably homeopathic or placebo at that point. But if you're concerned about it, yeah, I would start with as low as you can possibly make it. And if you do have side effects from it, the next day sedation, the next day dizziness or whatever, that does tend to get better the more you use it. So if you took, let's say, 12.5 milligrams for, a few days straight, you may find that it would be easier to tolerate it once you go up higher. Okay, so the answer to the question is yes, and I do that sometimes. Clint writes, "This stuff makes my sinuses so dry it's literally painful." Yeah, that can happen. I have heard that before. As I said, the most common side effect you see with Trazodone is next day sedation, but yeah, that can occur. Actually, Clint, I think you're the one who made the comment on the flower, so just keep an eye out. Thank you for watching, though. INFP44J writes, "After surviving benzo withdrawal," that's benzodiazepines, that's like Klonopin and Xanax, very addictive. After surviving benzo withdrawal, all I can say is that I stay away from them. Good move, and that's kind of what I hope to accomplish as well. Sometimes we need them, but you want to try to avoid them for using them nightly unless it's really necessary. They did help with my anxiety and sleep, yep, but came at a huge price tag. Little did I know that the benzos were the ones causing the addiction in the first place. I'll never forget this. When I was a resident at St. Vincent's Hospital, which is no longer around, in Manhattan, I had a patient come in, a clinic patient come in, and tell me that he was on, I think it was on opiate medication for chronic back pain. We tried getting him off that, but he told me, he's like, "Look, I have been on everything there is. I've taken every illegal drug there is. The hardest thing I've ever had to kick were my benzos." And I never forgot that, and I really try to keep my patients away from them, again, unless it's absolutely necessary, and keep the lowest dose possible. Okay, so INFPJ, I applaud you for getting off them. Really try to avoid going back to them. There are other better medications out there like Trazodone, I feel. Not everybody agrees with me, but that's the way I feel. Kakashi Jr. writes, "I was prescribed Trazodone. I'm scared to take it because of the side effects I read online." Yeah, there's a lot of stuff online, but videos like this hopefully dispel some of that. I have insomnia, where I don't feel tired even if I stay up for 12 hours. I've been up for 38 hours now. I can only get 2 hours of sleep for 2 months now. That sounds pretty severe, Kakashi. You probably are getting a little bit more sleep than you realize, but I hear what you're saying. I would definitely go see a sleep specialist or a psychiatrist, or minimum talk to your primary care doctor. Personally, if you were coming to me, I mean, obviously I have to see your other medical problems and stuff, but I would try trazodone in your case, okay? I've talked about it before many times. I think it's safe. I think it works. I was recently featured in Neurology Today, which is a kind of a periodical for neurologists, talking about sleep and sleep medications, and I had said trazodone I think is great medicine, even though it's not approved per se by the FDA for that, but it works. And I mean, there are other approved FDA medications like Ambien, which I think are not good or not as good as what trazodone does. So, this is kind of a doctor specific treatment, but I would consider it in your case. Okay, you want to avoid the bad stuff if you can. All right. But I have many videos on insomnia and what to do for that, so hopefully you check those out. And I guess I'll stop this one here. We still have a few more good ones to go. So yeah, I'll continue on the next video. So thank you for everybody who answered those questions. If you like it, please click like. Please click on the subscribe button. And until next time, everybody, sleep well and keep the questions coming.